Here's a video on how to download and install a Puppet agent onto a Windows system. I'm going to attempt to make this Windows system a puppeted computer. So you can go here to this highlighted downloads puppetlabs.com Windows, and here you can find the agents. So I'm on an x64 64-bit system, so we'll get the latest agent here and save it. So the agents aren't very big. I can run the agent now. We'll attempt to attach the system to our server here. Take a look at what's in here. License summary. Okay. Apache, so looks like it used some Apache software. Accept and move on. Okay, so it's going to put it into program files, 64 bits, Puppet Labs Puppet. So in Windows, programs files, of course, 64-bit, and programs files x86 is 32-bit, so this is a 64-bit application. Fully qualified domain name for this Puppet Master, Puppet. And I think I called it Puppet Home. Would Puppet resolve on the system? It would not. But what we'll do is we will change the host file on this thing because I don't have DNS set up decently here. Install it. Go ahead. Looks like it installs a lot of stuff for an agent. It's almost like it's putting on the entire Puppet program with some of the stuff the master does. I suppose the agent can run in a masterless mode. Okay, it's in. So then, what can we do with this? So Puppet doesn't mean anything on here. And if I bring up the VM for the Puppet system, that's this one. So this one here, so here Puppet is 192.168.1.171. I could most likely force this thing to have a name of Puppet in DNS on my router. That might be the way to do this, or I could hard code it, but let's try it that way. So I need to get a MAC address from this thing. Here it is, right here. Here's the MAC for it right there. So with that in mind, let's try this. Let's go to the browser. Let's go to the router. There's the router. And I think I want to go to services here. And on services, okay, so here we can add a MAC address. And I'm going to take the MAC for this computer here, for the Puppet server. So it looks like they like to call this thing Puppet, so that's probably a good idea, even though I called the computer Master or something. So by convention they call this thing Puppet, so let's get the MAC address here. There's the MAC address that this thing's using. And I hope that that's probably provided by VirtualBox. Let's put that MAC into here. Paste it. Call it Puppet. And I think we're right now on 192.168.1.71. So we'll reserve that for us. Yep, there's the address right there. So that would put a reservation in for us as Puppet. Let's do it. Oh, it didn't work, did it? Let's do remove. And let's put this back in where it was. Puppet. Okay, and we hit save down here. Save. Apply changes. This is on EDWRT. So now what about the Windows machine? So actually I probably want to reboot this machine. Let's try that. Reboot it. I want to reboot it just so it will get a Mac. Or maybe not. Let's see if I can ping this thing from my MacBook. Here's the MacBook. Hey, look at that. So it did go in DNS on the router, so we're set. Isn't that great? So that is how to do that, and this thing should go. So let's go back to the Windows client. And here's the Windows machine. Let's see. Let's minimize this one. Windows machine. This is one I'm using for a test machine. So let's figure out where this one is. Here it is. So I can ping myself, right? Doesn't work from my machine. Oh, I see. So it wants to ping Puppet, and I'm on DHCP. No, I'm not. So the problem is that I have this VM connected up and it's on NAT, so that's not going to work. So let's bring this VM down and come up on NAT. How's that? Shut down this VM, which is my Windows test VM. Okay, now we're down. So this thing's down. Settings, network. See that? Bridge adapter. Bridge will give me an IP right from my router for this system. Let's start it back up. So now the objective here is that this machine should resolve the host name called Puppet to our Puppet master. It should work. Let's see now if we can do that. Okay. Okay, let's do that. Let's bring up a command prompt. Okay, that works great. So it's interestingly giving me this, wow, DNS name. It's a pending Comcast. That's interesting. So my router's doing that. So at any rate, let's see if the agent's running now. Probably got to go to services here. Let's go to control panel. And computer administration. Services. Does Puppet run as a service? Don't see it. There it is. So the Puppet agent is running. Looks good. So if that's the case, when I rebooted and Puppet came up, it can access the Puppet server, or at least it knows how to get the Puppet server because it does ping from this computer. So the good news is, let's check this once again. Okay, so I'm thinking then that this thing is trying now to connect with the Puppet server, which is good. So let's see what's going on here. So this is our Puppet server, and I probably could change this name here to Puppet now, and it would work. Yeah, it would work actually. Let's see if we're still logged in here. We're not. Okay. I'm gonna change this to Puppet. Sure enough, it works. Advanced. Proceed to Puppet. Admin. Password is admin. We set this in the config file in the previous videos, as you recall, if you're paying attention. Okay, so we have one machine here that's unchanged. So that's good. Help, license my account, unsigned certs 1. Okay, so here I don't have auto accept running, so we have to accept the cert. So desktop is what this machine's called. And let's accept it. Okay, we did it. So now if we write recipes for this machine, we will be able to control it. So we'll do that with the next video. Adding nodes. To install the agent on a Unix node. So what this is saying is that I could use this address to install an agent from my Puppet master, which is pretty cool. So I download the agent from Puppet itself. Anyway, let's go back to overview now and see what's going on. Okay, so we have one node unchanged. No failures. What this means is I haven't run a manifest recipe against this node yet. So now let's do that in our next video. So thanks for watching and have a great day.